Let's do lesson 8, angles and measurements. So we should first learn what angles are. So let's look at a diagram. Well, actually, let's look at a video, and now let me do the settings that makes me absolutely sure that I know what I'm doing. Share.
Let's say we have one ray over here that starts at point A and then goes through point B. And so we could call this ray, let me draw that a little bit straighter. We could call this ray AB. Ray AB starts at A or has a vertex at A. And let's say that there's also a ray AC. So let's say that C is sitting right over there. And then I can draw another ray that goes through C. So this is ray AC. And what's interesting about these two rays is that they have the exact same vertex. They have the exact same vertex at A. And in general, what we have when we have two rays that have the exact same vertex, you have an angle. And you're probably already reasonably familiar with the concept of an angle, which I believe comes from the Latin for corner, which makes sense. This looks like a little bit of a corner right over here that we see at point A. But the geometric definition, or the one that you're most likely to see, is when two rays share a common vertex. And that common vertex is actually called the vertex of the angle. So A is vertex. Not only is it the vertex of each of these rays, ray AB and ray AC, it is also the vertex of the angle. So the next thing I want to think about is how do we label an angle? You might be tempted to just label it angle A, but I'll show you in a second why that's not going to be so clear to someone based on where our angle is actually sitting. So the way that you specify an angle, and hopefully this will make sense in a second, is that you say angle. This is the symbol for angle, and it actually looks strangely similar to this angle right over here. But this little pointy thing, or it almost looks like a less than sign, but it's not quite. It's flat on the bottom right over here. This is the symbol for angle. You'd say angle BAC, BAC, or you could say angle CAB, or angle CAB. In either case, they're kind of specifying this corner, or sometimes you could view it as this opening right over here. And the important thing to realize is that you have the vertex in the middle of the letters. Now you might be saying, wait, why go through the trouble of listing all three of these letters? Why can't I just call this angle A? And to see that, let me show you another diagram. And although the geometric definition of an angle involves two rays that have the same vertex, in practice, you're going to see many angles that are made up of lines and line segments. And you can imagine that you could continue those line segments on in one direction, and then they would become rays. So in that way, they're consistent with this definition. But let's say I have one line segment that looks like that. Let me label some points here. So we've already used A, B, C. So let me call this D and E, points D and E. So this is line segment DE. And let's say I also have line segment, FG, FG. And let's say this point where these two line segments intersect, let's call that point point H. Now how could we specify this angle right over here? Can we just call that angle H? Well, no, because angle, if we just said angle H, the angle that has a vertex H, it could be this angle right over here, or it could be this angle right over here. Let me draw it this way. You could view it that way, or it could be this. It could be that angle over there. It could be this angle over here. It could be this angle over here, or it could be that angle over there. And so the only way to really specify which angle you're talking about well is to give three letters. So if you really did want to talk about that angle right over there, you would call that angle EHG. So that is angle EHG, or you could actually specify that, or you could call that angle GHE. GHE. If you wanted to specify this angle right over here, if you wanted to specify that angle right over here, the one made up of, if you imagine that ray and that ray, if you were to keep on going past those points, then you could call that angle DHG, or angle GHD, or angle GHD. I think you get the point. This angle up here could be FHE or EHF, and this one could be FHD or DHF. And when you do it this way, it's very clear what angle you are referring to. So now that we have a general idea of what an angle is and kind of how do we denote it with symbols, the next thing you might be curious about is it doesn't look like all angles are kind of the same. It seems like some angles open up or are more open than others, and some are a little bit more closed in than others, and that actually is the case. So for example, let's take two angles here. So let's say I have one angle that looks like that. So I'll start reusing letters. So let's say that this is A, B, and C. I could make these rays. I could keep on going and make them rays if I like, or I could just keep them as line segments. So right over here I have angle BAC. And let's say over here I have angle, so let me draw another one. And let's say this is angle XY, angle XYZ. And once again, I could draw them as rays if I like to go on and on and on. So it's angle X, Y, and Z. And so when you just look at these, you just eyeball these two angles, it looks like this one is more open. So this one looks more open, while this one over here looks more closed. So it looks like it's more closed, at least relative to this one, more closed. So maybe when we measure angles, we should measure it based on how open or closed they are. And that actually is the case. And so without even telling you how we measure an angle, you could say that the measure of angle XYZ, the measure of this angle, is greater than the measure of this angle right over here. And any convention we use for measuring angles is essentially going to be a measure of how open or how closed an angle actually is. And I'll take that up in the next video where we'll see how to actually measure an angle.
Okay, let's continue. So it's my mouse.
Let's say
Mouse. So the total amount of degrees basically any given thing can have is 360, and it's shown by a circle because a circle goes around and connects to itself. The maximum amount is a circle, which is the total is 360 degrees. So what can we do with this? Then we have 360. So each piece of the entire circle is 1/12 of the entire circle. What's the angle of the entire circle? Well, that would simply just be, well, mathematically, that would just be 360 over 1/12. And, well, the angle one piece, 1/12. 360 divided by 12 is 30. So the one piece will be equal to 30 degrees, right? Let's just continue. These fractions. No, I'm going to skip the break for now. I'll copy this one. And share. Now I will wait for this to load. But I'm waiting for the page to load. Page isn't loading for some reason. I am loading this web page. It's just loading. Which means I want to draw. So yeah, we're doing angles. The loading. But that's not the complete thing. Why is my internet bad today? Okay, so let's read. An angle is formed by two rays that share a common endpoint or vertex. This is a ray, this is a ray. So this is the angle. The size of the angle basically depends on how big the size between these two is, and there's multiple types of angles. A right angle is something that's exactly 90 degrees. See, that's 90 degrees. And an acute angle is something less than 90 degrees. So if this was 90 degrees, if I can draw properly, this would be acute. And the acute is between 90 and 180. So be this. And a straight angle is just a straight line. Here. Reflex angle is basically anything that's between 180 and 360, but it's wider than a straight angle. But typically, when we do angles, we measure this, the smaller portion, rather than the bigger portion in most scenarios. And a full angle is 360 degrees. It's one complete rotation. So let's go practice. Okay. Don't know why my internet's bad. So slow. Okay, you're calling with fourth grade. His entire class not called Introduction to Third and Fourth Grade. Oh, why the internet tastes bad? Oh, who made my potato point different? Then yes, that's the correct answer. It is indeed a toot. Obtuse is correct. Obtuse is still correct. Right is correct. Truth is correct. Okay. Yes, this is correct. Pick one. Yes. This is also correct. This is correct. This is also correct. Hmm. Let us redo this because you all have time and I don't feel like giving you another break. It's more like this class is too easy. There's a very high chance I might end this class super early. We'll do this one again. Correct. Anyone know? You're correct there. One. That one's correct. This one's correct. This one is correct. This one's correct. This one's also correct. This one's correct. This one's correct. This one's also correct. Now, let us do the next one. We all want to complain, and I will refuse to listen to you. Okay. You can do. This one's coming. Hi, Sandy. Now, back to Sharon. This angle. What is this angle? Sure, it's right. Sure. It's actually closer to a Q. Oh, wait, that's what it's asking. Angle QSR. Angle QSR. Okay. I have no idea. Let me explain now. It's talking. Okay. Let me talk now. Okay, so this is a vertex. It's where the stuff happens, right? This is a vertex, okay? Now say another color. This is a point. Q is a point, S is a point, and R is a point, okay? Okay. I know to Q. Let me finish talking. This is a ray. It's a line with a point at the end with the other point going to infinity. This is also a ray, right? This is a degree. So what would you call this angle measure? You denote it with the 3 points. You can either denote it as Q, angle QSR, or angle RSQ. No, you cannot denote SQR because they'll make this angle. So this is indeed acute angle, but you would name the angle as either angle QSR or angle RSQ. Let's continue. Let me get rid of this. Now, what do you name this angle then? Yes, that's good. Angle theta. Now, what about this? This is indeed a straight angle. Angle T. That's correct. So, like this one. Back. Up. Yes, it is angle cat. For this one. It's not even a right angle. But yeah, angle PRQ is like this. Look like a straight line and a straight line. So it is opposed. DCB is correct. I can even see my own keyboard in the dark. DBW is correct. We got two right answers. F, E, G, E, F. Now, how else would you denote this? E, F, G is not the correct answer. If you write that, I'll say you're wrong because this will be E, F, G. And if you want E, G, F, that will be also wrong. So that'll be that. I feel like the answer is obtuse. Because that's the only answer I can think of. We'll assume the answer is obtuse, and if it's wrong, I will look at the answer key. Oh wait, I forgot you can do that. Yeah, you can denote an angle just by saying like angle E. It's just angle E. Monkey face. It's my monkey face. I am a monkey. Being clowned on by my class. They're calling me out. Stop spamming. Ah! Shh. I have not a half a comment. Idiot. Whenever this, don't you even know you just did. There you go. Shut. Except. Correct. Wait, I forgot to hide that. You saw nothing. You saw nothing. Also, the answer's up, dude. This is correct. For JKI. Let's do that. This is also correct. This is blasphemy. Who dare blaspheme from what is my Christian Minecraft channel? Oh, Jesus, correct. Yes, I know Leon. TBU, you will leave this classroom and I call a break. This one. Yeah, what? Yes. Single IGH is correct. Now do this one. Single WXV, single VXW, and single X is correct. OQ, PRQ, single R is correct. And now I will tell you where's my share screen button. Shut. Celebrate. I'll talk to you all after 30 minutes. I mean, 5 minutes. Good. Okay, so let's continue. Come back, come black screen. So let's take this one. No, no, let's share this one. Go back to an easier one. Shut, shut. Yes. RTP is the right answer. What about this one? Okay. DB1. C is correct. But this one. GIH is correct. But this one. R, T, S is correct. But this one. Y, X, V is also correct. X, V, T is correct. Oh wait, T, U, S. S, oh wait, S, U, T. I missaw it. Alright, let's continue. G, combine. It's lightning outside. Lightning's real heavy. But this one, angle RS2 is correct. But this one. SGE is correct. X is correct. Oh, you trying to challenge me in drawing contest? Even though I may be drawing with the mouse, I still can beat the likes of you. Probably not, because it's hard to draw.
It's W, not M.
Oh wait, I missed. Yeah, correct there. Don't draw me. Look at my amazing artistic ability on being able to draw, maybe being able to draw hands. It's so hard to draw. Clown. Alright, let's restart this one and send you back into. Let's wait for the page to load. Shh. See nothing. You can see the first time. Bingo W Y X is correct. This one. Bingo TSU is correct. Bingo SRQ is correct. THI is correct. FGH is correct. Be fast and faster. YCX is correct. BCA is correct. H is correct. Oh wait. I feel like I missaw that, and I'm gonna say that's my mistake instead of you miswriting it. Go WVU is correct. Why is my keyboard not working? There we go. And this should be the last one. Q on Q, and that is correct. Now let's get rid of this, and let's do the last one. Probably should have done this one first, but whatever. So let's get rid of this. Probably should have done this first, but whatever. As you see, well, yeah, it's up to you. Pretend I did not do these out of order at all. This is 180, this is 90. So this will be right, which is correct. But this one, this one's correct. This one's correct. This one's correct. Wait. There you go. Alright. This one. Oh. This one's correct. Wait, why is it lag? I like that's why there's a really bad storm outside. Whoa there, 155 isn't quite right. If this was 155 and this is 180, then that would simply just be 25 degrees of difference, wouldn't it? So that would be the correct answer. This one is also correct. This one is correct. And with that, I will say we will go to the whiteboard. Let me go to the whiteboard. Where's my whiteboard? Where's my whiteboard? Whiteboard. Angles. Angles. Straight and obtuse. We'll get rid of my lines. I'm gonna see if you guys can all make obtuse and other angles. Yes, correct angles. And now I'll tell you that you are dismissed. because I got this class very short because it's very hard to teach English. So, we are going to do, we are dismissed the structure for now. Goodbye.